mineral-rich Karamoja, home to an estimated 50 different minerals, chief among them 18 targets for gold, according to surveys. However, there are growing concerns that behind exploration works, there's no trace of royalty payments, especially gold.
There is no way bridge to determine how much of the minerals they are taking out of Karamoja. And this is causing a lot of worry and loss of local revenues that should be going to government. Because right now what we have to do is to rely on the returns filed by multinational corporations. And this is a big, big worry to loss of revenues that we need as a country.
Observers say the sector still has some regulatory hurdles that urgently need to be dealt with, or perhaps missing pieces in the new law recently passed by Parliament.
We need to regulate the resource income and the loss of resources that is due to a lack of transparency and also a lack of planning by how much the government, the districts and the countries should be earning every year from these hundreds and thousands of millions of Uganda shillings that are under our own feet.
As is in other high-end mineral resource classes, disclosure of returns from natural resources and revenues management on mining in Karamoja remains elusive, according to Resource Rights Africa, an advocacy and development organization.
Because our gold is around 200 billion, but you are getting 10 trillion. But that can explain. So you cannot account for how much gold is imported, because ideally gold is imported and exported. But you cannot even account for the gold imports. But you can see the exports. So there is still a lot of challenge surrounding the issues of gold and minerals in general, notwithstanding the allegations that there is some smuggling from the neighboring countries.
So we have realized, like companies like Tororo Cement, they acquired the first mining lease in 2002, but they've never paid for surface rights compensation. They acquired the second mining lease in 2010. Again, there was no payment of surface rights compensation, payment of surface rights. And this is causing animosity on the ground.
There is some hope in the new law, which is in sync with the Uganda Vision 2040, and according to experts, meets both regional and international standards and best practice. But observers, the regulatory framework may not be sufficient to address existing issues, necessitating a second and critical eye by government. Marco Musime, NTV Tonight.